Oh, God. Hurry up. It's time to record the Tipsy Talks. Get out of here, bud. Come on, go. I gotta go. Come on. It's time. Look at it. It's time for Tipsy Talks. Let's do this. You ready? Come on, let's go. All right. All right. All right. Now, where's my intro? Let's see here. Intro. Where is it? Here it is.
What's up, guys? It's Tipsy, and welcome back to Tipsy Talks. I don't know if I like that wink at the end.
Yeah, that wink sucks. We're cutting that.
Tipsy Talks is a bi-monthly series, but not actually, where I talk about what's going on with my life, my channel, and it's a way to connect with my subscribers. So we're just going to look at my hair really quick. I have my camera on. I'm looking right at it right now. It's kind of a mess. I was going to wear a beanie, but I couldn't find it. Plus, I'm indoors, so who wears beanie indoors? I'm just kidding. I always wear beanies indoors. But anyway, so we're going to have to deal with it. It's kind of messy. It's super messy. But you know what? Yeah, that's all I got. Whatever. YOLO. That's what they call it? That's what kids call it these days, right? YOLO, you only live once? That's those rascals. Anywho, for this Tipsy Talks, I'm going to have a like goal. And the reason being is because I have a Q&A session going on in this Tipsy Talks. And a lot of the questions I honestly say about 75% of the questions are about my girlfriend, Marissa. You know, instead of just having all those questions, like 75% of the questions asked and me answering being about us or her, you know, I figured, why not? If we hit 2,000 likes on this episode, I'll bring you guys another Q&A with the both of us. But only if we hit 2,000, and it's not for sure. I still have to ask her. She might say no, but maybe she'll be more inclined if we get 2,000 likes, you know what I'm saying? So for every Tipsy Talks, I have like a little personal experience or some story to talk about. But really for this Tipsy Talks, I have nothing. I have like nothing that happened in the past 3 months, really. It's something important to talk about or something interesting. 2 weeks ago, I got in an accident, my very first one. It was a fender bender, really not too big of a deal. And I'm going to explain what happened so you guys don't make the same mistake. So, I was late to class. I actually had a speech that day, a big speech. It got to the point where I was just, didn't hit the brake fast enough. And I rear-ended someone. And the only reason I'm saying this, I'm telling you guys, I'm making a fool out of myself right now, is the fact that you guys, you drivers out there, don't do the same thing as me, alright? Just take your time. I couldn't do my speech that day. I missed my test that day, too. I mean, there was really not that much damage done, so like I like kind of bumped her. Like I almost like booped her nose, but like booped the back of her car. So it was pretty stupid, and that's the gist of my story. Just don't do that. Don't do that. Let's talk about my channel really quick. So on my channel right now, I have survival games going on, and I have the Cube. Now, a lot of you guys are wondering what's going on with raiding series, your faction Let's Play series. Not even motivated to upload that, so I'm probably not going to do that anymore. Now, what I wanted to ask you guys, what do you guys really want to see on my channel? I know like the Cube is coming out with a modded series, a modded server, so I might have that. But if you guys have anything in mind, please let me know in the comment section down below. Be much appreciated. Alright, so this comes up for the Q&A portion of this episode, why everyone's here. And you know what? It's really cool. So I asked this on Twitter, you know, ask me questions at hashtag AskTipsy. And actually, hashtag AskTipsy started trending on Twitter. I'll show a little picture right now of the proof of it. And it was pretty cool. It was pretty surprising. Didn't expect that. So, yeah. That was pretty cool, you know, and let's get started. So, our first question here is from Grape Applesauce or Sean, sometimes Shawnee. Hashtag AskTipsy. Hi, Mike/Tipsy. Can this be the first question you answer? Done. Alright, this one comes from Connor's Pillow. What is your favorite TV show? My favorite TV show by far has to be Breaking Bad. You know, the series is over and it's ended, but I have to say it's probably the only show that I've actually stuck through from the first episode all the way to the end. I watched, like, the first season all the way to like the mid-5th season because there was like some break there in like 2 weeks. It was awesome. You guys should watch it. Don't go and cook meth. Alright, this comes from @LadyGrazer. Hashtag AskTipsy. Why don't you do Tipsy Talks anymore? What is this? Who is your favorite YouTuber? Grazer10. Alright, this comes from Ba Plays MC. I don't know if you're part of the Baja Men or whatever, but anyway, hashtag AskTipsy. What is your favorite minigame on Minecraft to play for Q&A? It's for the Q&A, guys. My favorite minigame on Minecraft has definitely got to be survival games. I mean, if I play any minigame, it's survival games. Alright, this comes from the lovely Marissa Eileen, and Marissa Eileen is my girlfriend. Hashtag AskTipsy. Why does your girlfriend kick your butt in every MCSG game you guys play together? Alright, you know, I'm not answering that question. Alright, this comes from Walrus Industry. Where did the name Tipsy come from? Tipsy came from a long time ago in a land far, far away when I used to play on the Xbox 360. I wanted a gamer tag, and I had TYBZI for TYBZI, and that was already taken, so I just switched the Y and the I around, and that's how TYBZI was born. So this question came from Caramel, I think. We're gonna say Caramel. I'm gonna say, what's it like to be president? That's what they meant. I'm gonna give you a nice little example of what's it like to be president.
Hello?
Gracer, hey, what's going on?
Is this TYBZI? Is this the president?
Yeah, dude, hey, what's going on?
Secret Service at your service.
All right,
How
so,
are you? What do you need?
all right. I was gonna ask you, can I get some coffee?
Yeah, I'll go get your coffee. What kind did you want? The
Dude,
regular, sir?
Lots of sugar and milk, okay?
All right.
Super,
Perfect. No problem,
thanks.
sir. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Thanks, buddy.
All right, bye-bye.
See, that's one reason. This is from Emma Zanny8301. I think I read that correctly. And it says, what I made in honor of Ask TYBZI trending on Twitter. And I thought that was pretty cool, so I decided to show it off. And yeah, that was pretty cool. All right, this comes from Max Matex. Hashtag Ask TYBZI. If you could be any superhero, which one would you be? That's a great question. Is Batman a superhero? If so, Batman. Alright, this comes from @HeyI'mB. Will you stop bringing me into recordings and kill me on purpose? No. Why would you even ask a stupid question like that? Alright, so this question comes from Spiral831. Hashtag Ask TYBZI. How do you feel about running against H for the Cube president? It's gonna be an easy victory. What kind of question's that? What are you doing right now besides making YouTube videos? In other words, what is your main job? My main job right now is I'm working down in Chicago doing a filing project. I'll just say for the county. And it's a big filing project, and but it's not too hard. It's easy work. And yeah, that's my job. All right, this comes from my dude, Mr. Sausage Rolls. It says, can you play 5 to 512 of your 10,000 subscribers special? Sure.
You know what you smell like?
What?
Cheese.
Cheese? I did eat breakfast. There was
You
cheese.
smell like cheese.
Oh, Michael.
So to give a little background on that, that was actually filmed after I got my wisdom teeth taken out. So, yeah, that's why I looked like an idiot. This comes from @LovesByani. How often do you team with fans? You know, it all depends, really, but I'd say every game. You know, if you guys say team I'm fan, you guys give me something. You guys wearing my skin, someone other's skin, some like Byani's skin, Grape skin, Grazer skin, whatever skin, you know, we'll probably team. So, yeah, good question. Alright, this comes from Radical Tomahawk. Who got you into Minecraft? My friend Kevin. He got me into Minecraft back my sophomore year of high school, and what got him into Minecraft is the YouTuber CNanners. He had a Let's Play going on at that time, and he was really addicted to watching it, and then he ended up buying it, and then I ended up buying it. And ever since then, I've been playing it, like, non-stop. Alright, this comes from _KenzieLynn_. Why is Grazer so ugly? The world may never know. Alright, this comes from Fronta's Jawline. Who's Frontas? Is that a person? Frantas? I don't know. Are you ever gonna do Facecam? Does this not suffice? Anyway, the question to Facecam, if you're looking for like Facecam and gameplay, maybe. I've done it before on my channel. Someone brought up a good argument, you know, they like watching people who don't have Facecam because Facecam could be also distracting to the gameplay. So I really haven't made up my mind on what I'm gonna do, if I want to do it every video or whatever. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe. I'll leave it a maybe. This comes from X Emily Giraffe X. It says, who's your best friend on the cube? I don't know if who my best. I think I'm really good friends with almost everyone on the cube. But I'd say the person that I've known the longest on the cube is probably Grape. I've known Grape since I think almost 2 years. It's coming up to be 2 years. Back when we were both at, I think it was 1,000 subscribers, under 1,000 subscribers. And that was almost, it's coming up on 2 years ago. So I'd say Grape, I guess. I don't really know. We'll just go with Grape. Alright, this comes from Derp_Julia. What would you do if H was elected for president? That's a sick joke. Why would you even ask that question? Alright, this comes from Human Caterpie. Caterpie? Human Caterpie. Do you like Chipotle? If so, what do you get? I've never had Chipotle before in my entire life. Not once. Let that sink in for a little bit. Alright, now let's move on. Okay, this comes from @SammyMarie7. This is a pretty serious question. This is like this is like the ultra like Q&A question. It says, if you were going to die tomorrow, what would you do on your last day? I actually have no idea. I actually spent a lot of time thinking about this question. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, I had until like what, like 11 tomorrow, 11 p.m. tomorrow, and like I'd probably like wake up really early, talk to everyone, talk to every single person, definitely visit my girlfriend, and then, you know, I don't know what else I'd do. Go eat something delicious, something out of this world. I don't know I'm trying to think of my favorite food right now, and I can't. Maybe a big steak. I don't know. That's a tough question. That was a good question. Tough question. All right, this comes from Molly B _ 99. Ask Tipsy, Coca-Cola or Pepsi. What's the difference? They're like the same thing. They're literally like the same thing. For the record, Pepsi. All right, this comes from Nari Dryken. I don't even... Nari Dryken. All right, we're going to go with it. Anyway, hashtag Ask Tipsy. If you could be a Disney princess, who would you be and why? This is the best question I think I got this entire Q&A. Anyway, I think the Disney princess I would like to be is Snow White. Because she has 7 dwarfs. That is not... If that's not the coolest thing ever, I don't know what is. You have 7... worker people dudes that will help you out and do whatever you want. This comes from Morgan Loves NC. Hashtag Ask Tipsy. Are you going to Minecon, PAX, or VidCon? Alright, so I'm definitely not going to be going to VidCon. I plan on going to PAX Prime, and Minecon I'm not too sure. If it's in Europe, probably not. But if it's in the States, maybe. We'll leave that at maybe. This comes from Lana Games. What is your favorite part about making YouTube videos? Honestly, my favorite part about making YouTube videos is the feedback I get back from all my videos. You know, letting me know how I did, if I guys made you laugh, you know, your favorite part of the video, stuff like that. It gets me motivated to make more videos. At CP Manuel, what's your favorite color? Purple. All right, so this comes from iPhotography 98. Did you ever tell your parents about YouTube, and what did you do? If so, how did they react? So I did tell my parents about YouTube, and I was like, parents, I do YouTube videos, and they literally, this is what they did. What the? No, they're actually really cool about it. You know, I told them, and they didn't care. They actually supported the idea. This comes from Foxy Daisies. What's your biggest fear? My biggest fear is drowning. I don't even know how to elaborate with that. Just, that's it. Alright, so this comes from XX Nom 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 XX. I'm not kidding, that's his name. What color is your toothbrush? White. It's supposed to symbolize white teeth. White, shiny teeth. How to stop being hungry when there's an hour until lunch? You know, if you punch yourself repeatedly in the face, you'll actually stop worrying about your hunger and start worrying about the pain on your face. So there you go. How to ignore annoying people at school? You know, what you could do is, if they're sitting here talking to you, all you have to do is this. Hey, how's it going? Just talk to another person. Or you could just tell them straight up, you're annoying. Stop talking. So this comes from Q Melanator. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I don't even like you anymore. So this comes from Rue Eileen. What's your best memory that has happened to you this past year? My past year, I graduated high school. And that night was something to remember. I hung out with 2 of my buddies. And we were out by a fire. And shared some stories, hung out. It was honestly, you know, it's something so small, but it was something I could probably remember forever. So this comes from Cassidy Games CX. It says fan game question mark. You know, I do a lot of fan games. I usually tweet out sometimes, you know, if I'm in a lobby or not, with my girlfriend Marissa when we're playing. It kind of depends on the night and stuff like that. Usually on weekends or Friday nights and stuff like that, we'll do it. But you just got to keep an eye out on Twitter. Alright, so this one says, this is from Kelsey, and it says, you're full of inspirational quotes. Do you have an all-time favorite quote / saying? The less you care, the happier you'll be. I feel like that doesn't apply to everything, but certain things, you know, it does apply to, you know, like problems and stuff like that. You know, the less you care about the problem, the happier you'll be. So this comes from one of my friends, Matt Lopowski, _cheesin. It asks, when do I get to be in a video? I think the fans will appreciate my humor. Possibly. Never. Quit trying. It's not gonna happen. Wow. Alright, so that was a lot of questions, guys. If I didn't answer your question, I apologize. I answered a lot of questions today. I'm sure I'll do another Q&A eventually. Hopefully your question will be answered then. Save them for whenever I do a next one. And also, remember, if we get 2,000 likes, maybe Marissa will be inclined to doing a Q&A with me. Hopefully she says yes if we get the 2,000 likes. Other than that, again, thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.